This is the plaintiff, Alex Edemadfer. He says he was driving his dump truck one day and it died right in the middle of the road. The defendant was called by the police to tow him, and when he asked how much the tow would cost, the defendant told him, "Don't worry," because he was a businessman. Well, when the businessman defendant presented him with a $750 bill for the tow, he almost had a heart attack because the tow was only 10 miles, for crying out loud. When he protested the amount, the defendant took off with his truck. He's suing the criminal here and now for $5,000 for loss of work and legal fees. This is the defendant, Frank Kalka. He says the driver charged the plaintiff $200 for the emergency tow, and the plaintiff said he'd only pay $100. When his driver refused to accept the $100, he told the plaintiff he was going to have to tow it back to his shop, and that would cost another $200. The stubborn plaintiff then arrived at his shop, flipped out, the cops were called, and he was promptly arrested. Some people are really nuts. Owe him $5,000? No way. He's accused of a low-blow tow.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Alex Edemadfer.
Yes, Honor.
Okay, you're suing Bill's Service of Stamford, represented here by Frank Kalka. Are you the owner?
I'm the manager, ma'am.
You're the manager. Okay, and you have permission by the owner to be here?
Yes, I do,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
you're suing them for $5,000 for loss of work, legal fees, storage and towing charges, and more legal fees. Okay, tell me what happened.
Yes, back on June 19, I was driving my dump truck in Route 106, and the dump truck stopped. So the officer came, he said, you have to pull it over on the side because it's blocking the road. So
What kind of dump truck?
It's a F550 Ford dump truck.
Okay.
And I park on the
Take
side.
a picture of it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so go on.
When they came, the gentleman, he wants to hook the car. Already I explained for them how much it's going to cost me, because it's very important for me how much it's going to be. He said, we are the same business, we're doing business back and forth, don't worry about that, I'm going to take care of you. And the officer
Wait,
was...
why wouldn't you guys just agree on the price if you're standing there and you know where it's being towed to? It's not like a mystery. Why, It's just a mathematical calculation.
Because what happened, they don't know how much mile it's going to be. That's, I guess, the way they do it. The officer said...
But they can figure it out. I mean, all right.
He never told me. I asked him a couple of times. He never told me how much it's going to be. So we went like 10 minutes right, and by the time I'm over there, he asked me $750 cash. My eyes blew up. I said,
Right.
$750? What, I cash, not even credit card, not even check. I said, what, you think I'm a drug dealer? This is crazy. So the guy, he said, okay, let me, because if I don't do, my boss is going to chew me.
I'm sorry, are you the person who towed it?
No, ma'am.
Is the person who towed it in court?
No, he's not available.
Why is he not available?
He's busy working, man.
But how are you going to contradict what that guy said to him?
I can just go by what my driver told me, because our
Yeah,
rates
that's what
are
we have a name for that. We call it hearsay. So according to you, they're telling you $750.
And it's like a grocery bug with me, $650,
Okay.
$550. I said, I have $150. I was desperate to get my truck because this is the bread and butter for my family. If I don't have truck, I don't make money. So he said, go down, and then I'm gonna call my boss. He tricked me, and he took the car back to Stanford to this gentleman's shop. And then I went the next day.
Okay.
I went over there.
And what happened then?
And then they changed their story.
Okay.
They said I'm lying. They never asked me $750. They
Was
asked,
the guy who you spoke with that day, who you say asked
No,
you seven? Wait, I
no,
haven't asked my
he
question
wa-
yet. Wait a minute.
Apologies.
Was he there at the
Apologies.
counter when you were talking to them? So who was at the counter? He's at the counter?
So I went to the police department. I explained for them. I scared from this guy because the arm they have is like my leg. Big guy with the tattoo, the guy, the driver.
Okay.
So I went to the police office department and I explained for them, would you please come with me?
They're not going to come.
They're
with
not
you.
coming.
Okay, so what's the bottom line? You picked it up when?
I went over there to pick up the car. So they called, they said, I went over there to fight. I was like dressed up like that and I was in my Mercedes.
Go ahead.
And officer came over there, arrested me.
Wait. We're skipping something huge. How did you end up getting arrested?
So we go over there, and then he said, sorry about I don't want to say bad words, out of my business.
But what
gentleman.
were you saying or doing at that moment that would cause him to say at that moment, get out of my business? Okay, I have a feeling I'm going to hear a very different story from that side. What's going on, according to you, that would end up requiring the police?
All right, Your Honor. When we were called out by the New Canaan Police Department to tow his vehicle, our rates are set by the state of Connecticut for a medium-duty rate, $200 per hour.
Right.
We got to Norwalk.
The problem is, it's not a matter of, we're not trying to figure out what you can charge. We're trying to figure out what you did charge.
What I
We're
did
trying to
charge-
figure out whether your
what I did
guy
charge-
is telling him a price that's
My-
higher than what. Can you
I
hear me
originally-
talking?
Hold on.
You do hear me
Hold on.
talking, right?
Sorry, Your Honor.
The question is, what did your guy actually say at that moment? Because I got to make sure your guy's not trying to extort people whose cars or trucks get towed according to city fiat when their cars or trucks break down or in a car accident or whatever. Usually I get a chance to cross-examine the fellow and decide whether I trust him or not.
I could only go by what my driver told me. He told me when he got there, he told him it was $200 per the state rate. He told him the tow wasn't worth $200. It's only worth $100. That's all he pays from his country. So I told him if he doesn't want to pay the $200, bring it back. So now he incurred a $400 bill.
When did it become $400? That moment? On that
When it was
Sunday
towed back to my shop when he refused to pay the bill.
That was a Sunday? Everything happened on
on
Sunday?
6/19, yes.
So when that happens, he doesn't come to see you right away?
No, a few days passed by, Your Honor.
Right, and so you've attached storage fees.
Yes, $24 a day for the first 5 days, then he finally called. And at that point, it was $120 for the storage.
Okay, go
So he
ahead.
kept calling us, harassing us, threatening myself and other guys down there, so.
How was he calling, threatening, and harassing, and threatening you guys?
Oh, he's calling me all kinds of derogatory names, that I'm
Like
a
what?
crook, I'm a thief, I'm a no-good SO, so on and so on. So finally, when he came down on the 28th, we had to have him arrested because he
So-
was making such a scene in my office.
Okay, tell me about the 28th.
On the 28th, he came down, and at that point, the bill was $400 for the storage, $400 for the tow, and the tax came to $850. He said, "Oh, you're robbing me, you're robbing me."
Can you hold on one second? Why is it that you didn't see? Sometimes you got to stop the hemorrhaging and then worry about it later. And most people figure that out on day 2, not on day 10. How long was it there?
15 days, Your Honor.
15 days. Why didn't you just take care, because you're suing now for $5,000 and loss of business and everything else. Why didn't you just take care of it and sue, just like you're doing now, but do it on day 2 or day 3 as opposed to day 15? Why did you leave it there for so long?
That's absolutely a smart question. Whenever we try, we go with money, always was excuse.
No, stop. That's not true. Because what you were trying to do was pay less, and they would not let you pay less. So according to you, you had to call the police that day because what?
He was threatening me, refusing to pay the bill, and police came in, and they had to handcuff him, take him out, because that's how.
But what did the police see him do that they would handcuff him and take him out?
Well, he also got in a little tussle with one of the police officers. That's why they handcuffed him and took him out.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. Contempt of cop?
Yes.
Did you get into a tussle with a police officer?
No.
Yes, he did,
What are
right
you
in front of
saying
my
happened?
business.
Where's the police report?
I went to court to get it. They said, we're going to give it to your lawyer. You're not a lawyer, we're not going to hand it to you.
Do you know what he was actually charged with?
Yes, he was charged with harassment, second degree,
What are you looking at?
judicial branch.
Let me see
now.
that. Let me see that. Breach of the peace, threatening, and harassment. So your criminal case is coming up in a couple weeks, right?
Yes, Honor.
Okay. Do you have any paperwork from the original tow?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Can I see it?
This is the original invoice.
Of course, that's something that was just done at your office. That was
Yeah, he
never given to
refused
the
to sign
client.
it when he picked it up.
So what he did pay for on that day was $200 to the tow to his location, $200 to the tow to your location, so that's $400, plus storage fees for the 15 days.
Yes, ma'am.
Was there zero paperwork created until the guy came in with the $850?
No, it was the original invoice from the original tow.
Yeah, but there isn't an original invoice from an original tow. This is what's done when he comes in
Oh,
that
when he came
includes
in
the
to pick
storage
it up.
fees. So
You're
do you
right.
have it? I repeat my question. Do you have any original paperwork from the original tow?
No, that's all I have, Your Honor. We usually write the invoice when they come to pick the vehicle up.
Okay. Court's in recess.
All rise.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Are tow truck drivers generally dishonest?
I don't believe they are.
You think it's just a bad generalization?
I do.
What do you think, sir?
No, not.
You guys are being so generous. Okay, ma'am.
No, I don't think they are dishonest.
Okay, fair enough. I got to come over here. You guys are going to a party? What's going on?
Yeah.
She's the Queen of Guatemala.
No, I'm not.
Okay, well then what are you? If you're not the queen of you got a crown.
She's the Queen of Guatemala.
Okay, we'll solve this mystery later. We're going inside the courtroom.
Okay, let's talk about a couple things. You're suing for loss of work for 10 days because the dump truck was there for 15. That's on you, that's not on him. He doesn't have to pay you $2,500 for your loss of work when you made the decision to keep the truck there while you kept trying to negotiate it and the clock kept ticking on the storage fees. You want him to pay you $1,500 for a criminal lawyer because you got arrested, but your charges are still pending. I have no idea what's going to end up happening with that. Then storage and towing fee overcharge of $700. That's interesting. I am very disturbed that you do not bring me the person who he claims was gouging him. Because everything happened as a result of what he claims is the original gouging. It's entirely possible your guy was telling him a bunch of, and cash, you know, I mean, you know, I don't know. So here's my inclination. Your loss of work is on you, and your legal fees, I think, are premature, because unless you're able to prove that not only you win in that, but that it was malicious somehow, you know, you really can't collect legal fees. I don't know what happened there. Nobody brings me the police report. I have no idea what's going to happen because your case is coming up in a few weeks. So what I'm going to do with the criminal lawyer fees is I'm going to dismiss without prejudice to you bringing up at a later time if, in fact, you win that case. So what that leaves me with is the tow and the storage charges. The tow charges are $400. The storage charges are $400, and the rest of that $50-80 is tax. The storage charges are on you because you decide how long you're going to end up keeping it there. But man, I'm uncomfortable with the fact that you did not bring me the tow truck driver.
Apologize, Your Honor. I didn't think.
Yeah, he's the guy with all the evidence.
I never had to come to court before. I should have thought ahead.
Yeah. Most tow truck companies bring the tow truck driver. And I'm really uncomfortable with it because I think it's entirely possible that this individual quoted something higher than 200, just like the only testimony in my courtroom says he did. I'm going to order you to return $425.40, which would represent the tow. Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, here's the defendant after learning the plaintiff will collect something, and you might be back in court with him if he wins that court case, suing you for the legal fees after that.
Have to see what happens. I hope not.
Does that concern you?
No, it doesn't concern me because I'll make sure I bring proper people to back up what we got to do. I never was in court before, so I wasn't quite sure what to do with it.
That's why you didn't bring the driver?
If I knew that, I would have brought him.
Mm-hmm. So when you go to court for that next case with him, you're bringing that driver, right?
You better believe it. Also, the witnesses that were in my office when we had to have him arrested.
Yeah, good idea. Okay, all right. Right down this way. All right. So that means the plaintiff might face a little bit stiffer defense when you go to court on those criminal charges.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because they know this truck is my bread and butter. And each day I make money. And they hold it. It wasn't like I didn't want to go to pick it up. I know each day is going to cost me.
Why'd you leave it there that long?
I try many times to go over there, not to negotiate, to give them the money.
So did you lose your temper a little bit when you were?
No, sir, no. I play soccer professional. This gentleman is a coach. We have an old soccer.
Coach, does he ever lose his temper on the field? Get a little bit?
Never lost his temper.
Is he a good player?
Maybe a little bit.
Little bit? You lose it a little bit?
No, in the soccer,
Okay.
but
When you cross
never
the
in the
yellow
game.
line.
All right, Harvey.
Okay, look, if you have a witness who's essential in a lawsuit, you got to bring that person to court, at the very least a notarized statement. But without that person, it is simply rank hearsay. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.